Why, hello, everybody.
Do not panic. We're not going to keep it at 500.
Yes, do not panic. Yes, I've been trying to put it in chat, and Wayflow has also been putting it in chat constantly. It is set on 500 on purpose. Because if you weren't here for Friday, Doug's internet decided that it was just going to crap itself. And we tried, and just couldn't get the stream up and working, and it even with a modem reset and stuff, it wasn't going to work out. So I said that I got all the questions, and I do have them in a Google Doc right here. So we're going to give priority to those. Okay, we're going to give priority to those, and those are the first things that we're going to read. And then once we get through them, then I'll reset the limit back to 50. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure we got through all of those first, because there's like it's a time tax, I guess you could say.
Yeah, there you go.
A time tax is the best way I know how to put it. So yeah, I guess that's the first thing. We might as well roll right into the rules then.
You know what? Do that, because I forgot I still have that little nick on my head, and that's just distracting me. So I'm going to grab a hat real fast while you're doing that. Okay, I'll be right back.
Fantastic. Love it. Also, for today only, well, I shouldn't say only, but for today, the scare alerts are off. I turned the bot off, so it shouldn't be telling you every 20 minutes that there's scare alerts, but it's just so difficult to be able to conduct a stream like this while Doug is screaming in our ears, and not in like the fun way when he's asking your questions or talking about a back credit card. So we do not have the scare alerts on right now. All right, with that said, let's get into the general rules, which is priority is given first and foremost to bit messages and subscription messages, since that is some real world money spent. Sometimes towards the end of stream, we do have time for highlighted messages, but if you want to highlight something, I would recommend that you do it later towards the end of stream, not right now, because I can't scroll up and take a look at it when that time does come. Please watch the length of your questions. The shorter, the better, the more concise, so I don't have to necessarily read it really fast and lose the point of what you are attempting to say. Please do not repeat yourself over and over and over again in chat. You can get timed out or even banned if you're going to continuously do it. We do get behind on bit messages, so there is no need to repeat the bit messages. I've got a list. We will get to it. No spoilers, please. I only got through 15 minutes of Andor today. Do not spoil the rest of that for me, please, Chad. Okay? Okay. I said length. Did I say? Oh, I've been forgetting to say this, and then we've been having this problem again. Maybe make sure someone else hasn't asked the question that you're going to ask. We continuously sometimes have like 3 to 5 people ask about what's going to be the next review or something like that. So maybe just see if someone else has asked it, because we just feel bad if you're like the 3rd or 4th person to ask, going, oh, we already answered that, sorry, like here's the short version. Yeah, so maybe just check that out. All right, cool, great. Well then, let's get to these messages from Friday. Again, we're prioritizing the messages from Friday for people who gave the bits and we weren't able to read them because of internet issues. That's priority right now. And then once we're finished with that, we will lower to 50 instead of the 500. Okay, great, wonderful. All right, Spyro, thank you for the 600 bits. It's almost that time of year, Doug, with a whole bunch of pumpkin emojis. It is that time of year now, right?
Now, so yeah,
woohoo!
Topical.
Author, thank you for the 100 bits. Also, alas, Tiana just makes my top 5 favorite cartoon crushes of all time, with only a few other ranking above her.
Yeah, no, she's, me too, man. I like the workaholics.
DJ Lol5, thank you for the 100 bits. Did you hear Wolverine is going to be in Deadpool 3, which means technically he's going to be in the MCU? Thoughts?
I mean, if there's anyone who can do it well, I think it's Deadpool and Ryan Reynolds, you know, so yeah, I'm down for it.
Agreed. Mario and Sonic fan, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I just want to say thank you for introducing me to the wonderful, weird, and downright horrified world of public service announcements.
Right? Yeah, we always like talk about like content in America, but man, in other countries it's like they get intense, man.
Junus Cal, thank you so much for that 29-month subscription. Welcome back. Appreciate it. You have kept me entertained for literally more than a decade now. Keep being awesome. Much love from Estonia land.
Oh, right back to you, man. Oh, I love you.
Game King, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug. Sorry I'm late. Don't worry about dying to the weaker enemies. Aqua's story is the hardest. P.S. For Halloween, I bought an Organization 13 cloak, and I'm currently wearing it right now for the stream.
How many zippers are on it?
Not enough, actually. Sage Maester, thank you for the 100 bits. Big fan of yours, Doug.
Thank you.
Randacy Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug and Heather. I found more info on Nightmare Ned. It ran from April 19th to August 9th, 1997 on ABC and was made by Disney TVA. It focused on Ned Needlemeyer, an 8-year-old that deals with his problems through dark, quirky nightmares. It was only ever aired once and never re-released except archived on YouTube.
Yeah, I looked it up last time you brought it up, so I was interested in it. I'll see if I can find some episodes.
Big Mac, thank you for the 100 bits. Fucking bunnies! Because you kept dying to those bunnies. Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi there, Doug and Heather. How are you guys doing? I hope you're enjoying Birth by Sleep. Let's all have a fun and fantastic night. May your heart be your guiding key.
Oh, my heart really shit out that night, man.
Yeah, right. CD-ROM, thank you for the 50 bits. Enjoy Aqua's story, Doug. Don't forget to abuse the shit out of your D-Links, especially the mouse. You'll appreciate it later. Also, still really pulling for Bendy and the Ink Machine when Disney's December prep is over.
Yeah, maybe, man. We'll see. Yeah, and I'll keep that strategy in mind for this coming Friday.
Android, thank you for the 200 bits. Weird question, but what's your favorite David Caruso pre-intro one-liner? They're so cheesy. You gotta love them.
Wait.
Is that the, Mysteries? What's it called? It's not Unsolved Mysteries, is it?
No, I don't think so here. Oh, no. I think we're talking about CSI, right? Caruso.
Oh, CSI and CIS.
CSI, yeah,
Oh.
okay, yeah, that's
CSI.
the one.
There you go.
I never watched the show. I only watched those intros, like the compilations and stuff like that. It's been so long, I don't remember. So yeah, I sadly don't remember. I'm sorry, even though I satirize it all the time.
Master Gamgee, thank you for the 50 bits. Just putting out there that Chain of Memories is a good game. It just got a bad rep because it was originally released on the GBA with a different combat style at a time when players just wanted Kingdom Hearts 2.
I believe you. I don't think I would like it, though. I'm not a big video game card game, I should say, guy, especially like the ones that I choose, whatever, this with X amount of points and stuff like that. I don't get into I like poker. I'll play that kind of card game.
TDI Charlie Brown, thank you for the 50 bits. And with their death, that piece of garbage movie Cinderella 2 dies with them.
What was she had some sort of line there. Oh, I think she says like ew like that, and it was just the biggest cringe. It was like, oh my god, I can't believe that.
Android, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, have you thought of doing a video on Archer, one of the funniest shows I've seen? R.I.P. Jessica Walter.
You know, I haven't seen I think the past 4 or 5 seasons, something like that, when they started to go into the coma episodes. I saw 1 or 2, but it was just losing me. And I saw the one where they came back, and it didn't really grab me. But my brothers tell me now that they got pretty good, so maybe I should start watching it again. And they weren't awful; they just didn't feel like it was as good as it was before. But yeah, maybe that's just me.
Android DX, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, have you thought of doing a video on Archer? Oh, I just read that, sorry. Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Yay, you defeated the Unversed with fucking bubbles!
Fucking bubbles!
Tommy the Game Master, thank you for the 100 bits. The reason why I call Aqua Jar Jar Binks in the series isn't because she's an annoying stereotype of a comic relief. There's a part in Star Wars where Jar Jar Binks accidentally sells out the Republic because he doesn't understand what's going on. After being warned by the fairy godmothers, you see Aqua makes a similar mistake. These mistakes almost lead to Xehanort's victory, sorry.
Well, with Jar Jar, it actually did lead to his victory. So yeah, it just makes him even worse.
Dext Rage, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey Doug, I sadly don't know these games, but I'm a huge Final Fantasy VII fan, and I've heard that some of the characters do appear in these games, like Sephiroth, Cloud, Tifa. Did you encounter any of them? Have a nice weekend.
Yes, and I don't remember any of them, because I don't know the Final Fantasy games, so we're on opposite ends here.
Peppermint Cutie, thank you for the 300 bits. You all talk about your Sokais and Sorikus, but we all know that Aqua Cinderella is the true Kingdom Hearts OTP.
What's OTP again?
They're like the one true pairing. So like,
Oh,
like a
okay.
Sora Riku would be someone who ships Sora and Riku.
Gotcha. Okay. Hey, I learned a new term today. Awesome. Yeah, sure. I'll ship it too.
TDI Charlie Brown, thank you for the 50 bits. And then TDI Charlie Brown, thank you for the 50 more bits. Sorry you were having some bad Comcast issues, but that's what happens when you pay your Comcast bill with a BAT credit card.
I knew that was coming.
And that's actually all the Friday questions.
All right.
Woohoo!
Somebody already gave like 500, man. Yeah, thank you so much.
I know. Y'all are awesome and
Right.
we're on level 2 of a hype train. Let me actually change this really fast.
Yes, we're getting it back to the normal bit amount. Sorry about that.
There we go. Okay. And I'm also going to change the message here. Please hold.
Yeah, and again, thank you everyone for being so patient on Friday. God, we were so pissed off afterwards. I mean, because it literally kept dropping us from, like the connection and everything. So I think it did like 3 or 4 times. So we think we got it figured out. So yeah, hopefully everything should be fine this Friday. If not, yeah, maybe I'll record myself just like throwing the computer across the room or something. I don't know.
I don't know if the computer is the problem there, Doug.
It's always man.
Yes. Okay, there we go. All right, cool, great, awesome. Let's get to this then. All right, Oink Master Supreme, thank you for the 10-month subscription.
Thank you.
Welcome back. Appreciate it. I am so proud to tell the world that I'm a huge fan of all the beautiful, hardworking Channel Awesome crew. Will there ever be live movie showings like it again?
I don't know. It's one of those things where we definitely put them on the back burner because of because of COVID and everything. But yeah, I don't know. If I did, I think it would be like maybe an older review or something, because I don't know if I have the energy to do a clipless review again. But because they do take up a lot of time, and I'm just getting older. But we'll see.
A Pagan Priest, thank you for the 500 bits. Really appreciate that. Huge fan, Doug. Been for nearly 10 years. What's going to be your next convention?
Grand Rapids Comic Con is the next one. That's in November 11th to 13th, I believe.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 500 bits. Appreciate it. Doug, I enjoyed your Princess and the Frog review, but I'm surprised you didn't make one Amphibia joke, since 2 voice actors in the movie are in that show. Shadow Man and Tiana. Just felt like a missed opportunity.
It totally is. I can't believe I didn't think of that either. Okay, yeah, no, that's fair. That was totally a missed opportunity.
FBL, thank you for the 500 bits. Appreciate it. Where can I get the lyrics for this year's Nostalgiaween intro, please?
Go to Jahan's channel there. I'm sure she's gonna post it, and she'll have like the lyrics in there and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely check her out. She does good stuff too.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 500 bits. Knock knock, who's there? A bat. A bat who? A BAT credit card!
Gonna make me kill my webcam, man. What the hell?
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Nostalgiaween for Nightmare Alley, Hocus Pocus 2, Tucker and Dale vs. Evil, or Cabin in the Woods?
Cabin in the Woods, I might be able to do something, but it's so self-explanatory. Like, what else could I really add to it? Yeah, and Hocus Pocus 2, I wasn't bad, but I don't have enough passion to talk about it. I think the Untitled Review Show is probably the most you're going to get. I don't even know if I'm going to do a Disney December of it. Originally, I was going to, and I'm just like, I don't know. I think it's all in the Untitled Review Show. So, yeah, we'll see about the others. I felt bad not doing Paranorman this year because I guess it's the 10-year anniversary. But I did really want to talk about Hotel Transylvania because I like those movies. It's the 10-year anniversary of that, too. So I guess it was a good year for family-friendly Halloween movies.
CM Sully, thank you for the 100 bits. Since Darktoons is back, will you ever cover the Fleischer Humpty Dumpty cartoon? While it's not as terrifying as it was when I was a toddler, I still feel there are parts dark enough to be worth talking about.
I'll watch it again, because I grew up with that cartoon as well. I don't remember it being really dark. I definitely remember it took some liberties with the story, but I'll watch it again.
Author, thank you for the 100 bits. Looking at Disney's Pinocchio remake with how he clearly knew right from wrong at the start, didn't go performing until after getting kicked out of school for being a puppet, and got snatched up against his will to be brought to Pleasure Island. Do you think this is a continuation of Disney making the protagonist born perfect slash flawless, like with Belle and Mulan and their remakes?
I heard somebody bring that up, and it could be because it is really weird. The only other thing I could think is like, maybe they were just like, "Oh, be funny if this happened, if he got snatched up or kicked out of school or something like that." But it is odd how it seems almost deliberately going against the message. Like he tells a lie, his nose grows long, and then he keeps telling lies to get the keys, and it gets him out of the bad situation. It's like there's all sorts of things that just go against the message. So, yeah, I don't know. It's bizarre.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Fave scene from Office Space.
Uh, hmm. I I like in the opening when the dude's driving, he's listening to a rap song with a bunch of like really intense lyrics. There's a black guy walking by and he turns it down. And he kind of just mumbles the lyrics to himself when he's going. He turns it back up. That really made me laugh.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Part 1. So this is part 1 here. In the series finale of Batman the Brave and the Bold, there was a teaser for a Batgirl show that never got off the ground. If there were to be a replacement show, and if I were in charge of producing it, then Batman and the Joker would both be dead.
Okay.
And we'll hear more in the next parts.
Annette?
Honest Reviewer, thank you for the 50 bits. Sup, Doug? How are you enjoying X-Men Evolution? And if I may ask also, how far have you gotten into the show? I'm currently watching as well, and I'm on season 3.
Yeah, I'm on season 3. I think it's just around the point where Apocalypse is about to be released. I'm loving it. I just got done watching the one where Rogue like has a nervous breakdown, and then she gets Mystique's powers. She like absorbs them, so she starts turning to all the people like her memories that they absorb too, and it's like so cool. And again, I just feel like you can connect that to so much of like high school and that age of like trying to find an identity, and you literally turn into these people and take on their thoughts. I mean, it's so clever, and yet it's not spelled out like the stuff. It's kind of like a classic monster movie that way. So yeah, I really enjoy it.
We're on level 3 of this hype train. I was just watching that. I was listening to you, but also watching this hype train, like 30 seconds left at 99%. Like, oh, we're on level 4. Heck yeah.
Nice! Thank you.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite dad joke?
Well, okay. I just saw the monsters. Let me go through all the.
I have one.
Okay.
What's Mario's favorite kind of pants?
Do tell.
Denim.
Denim. Okay, that's good. I like the one I did here in the monsters. I did like was my wife just fell into a wishing well. I didn't know those things really work. It's just so lame. It kind of made me laugh.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits, and this is part 2. Who killed them? This is Batman and the Joker. How did they do it? Why? And who will pick up the slack? Answer: Nightwing, Oracle, and Red Robin. Together they are the Colony. But while they try and solve the mystery, they have to contend with Red Hood.
I like that name, the Colony. That's a cool name.
Yeah, for sure. I like where this is going. That Disney nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Hello, you double shot of espresso human beings. How are you?
But have you looked at me, man? I am just white milk all the way.
The one and only Phineas, thank you for the 50 bits. It's been a while since you released Demo Reel, and I'm curious how much your opinion on it has changed in the nearly decade since you released it. I'm so proud of you. Have a great stream.
Oh, thank you. Honestly, like anything, I guess it changes over time. I never disliked it. I never hated it. There's never any like PTSD that comes to me if anyone brings it up or anything like that. But I go back and forth between whether I like sort of the more dramatic stuff better, sort of the dramedy stuff, or just the straight up comedy stuff more. I kind of go back and forth. But I do usually lean more towards, I think I like the dramedy stuff a bit better, where there was a little bit more of like a continuing story. And most of that was Rob. I think early on, because that was like my busiest year, so I had to go to like a ton of conventions, and I was moving, I was getting married, I was doing all this stuff. And he picked up the slack on a lot of these episodes and took it in this interesting direction. And every time I read it, even I like, we discussed it, but even I was like, oh, okay, this is kind of cool. All right, let's see where this goes. even though I did have input. But I would change lines and stuff. But he really, really set out that story that was really interesting.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Part 3, okay. The reason to get rid of the Joker is one cannot have Moriarty without Sherlock. No Harley Quinn. That simplifies circumstances. All episodes will be directed by Tim Burton, and most importantly, more detective work than action. What do you two think? That sounds really great.
Yeah, it sounds like another fanscription, honestly, for Walter.
Yeah.
Like something he'd be totally down for, yeah.
The Steam Lord, thank you for the 50 bits. Really happy to finally see a Scooby-Doo intro parody for Nostalgiaween alongside the Goosebumps and Treehouse of Horror parody intros. Might be one of my favorites.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, that guy does such amazing work. Yeah, check out his YouTube channel and everything. And again, we got him just because he made a little fan video of the Beetlejuice intro. And we liked it so much, we bought it from him. And then he's like, can I do more? We're like, please. So yeah, we love using them.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 500 bits. Hello, you awesome duo of Doug and Heather. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. Also, 13 days left until my birthday!
Hey, happy 13-day early birthday.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite Robin Williams movie?
Man, I'd have to go through, he made so many. Such a cliche to say Good Will Hunting, but it is pretty damn good. I would definitely have to look at a list. I won't make that my official answer, but top of my head, I'll say that.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. Going to review The Suicide Squad yet? That movie was great.
Yeah, I don't know if I could add anything that different to it that other people haven't said, though. So probably not, but I did really like it.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Do you have a PS5, Doug?
No, and I was thinking about getting one.
Join us.
This year. But here's the thing, there's no exclusive games for it. Yeah, I'll probably get it when Kingdom Hearts 4 comes out. I'll get it then. But it's I still got a PlayStation 4 and a PlayStation 3. I do use to watch stuff sometimes, so I'm just this is doing me. So I'll probably wait for Kingdom Hearts 4 to come out.
Boo.
I know.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. There's a major component from the Hotel Transylvania franchise you forgot to mention, Doug. The way the character Mavis blew up in popularity as fast as she did, becoming one of the top sexiest goth crushes like Jennifer Tilly, Helena Bowman Carter, and Christina Ricci, and the most iconic Halloween costumes like Sally for Nightmare Before Christmas.
I didn't notice. I guess I missed that, but cool. Yeah, she took the place of the Hex Girls, I guess. I definitely remember the Hex Girls really blowing up from Scooby-Doo. And I didn't even see the movie by that point, but I knew who they were.
The Steam Lord, thank you for the 50 bits. Thoughts on the Mario movie before tomorrow's teaser drop?
I thought the poster looked good.
Me too!
Honestly, I was like, okay, it just looks like a video game poster. It looks like the cover of one of the games. So I'm like, I think that's a good start.
I am crazy curious to see what it's going to be like tomorrow.
Yeah, because if you just show me that poster, I'd be like, oh, this is going to be really good. And then when you hear the cast, it's like, wait, how are they going to do this?
I know.
I'm so curious.
I'm so curious. I'll can't wait. So I don't know if excited is the right word so much as just I don't, maybe excited is the right word.
It's like a mix of terrified, but also but there's some possibilities. It's like when you're gambling, it's just it's either make it or break it, let's see, kind of thing.
Yeah. Ratchet Extreme, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey Doug, wanted to know what was your thoughts on the casting of the Mario movie, and are you excited to see the trailer tomorrow?
Oh wow, okay. I'm very excited to see the trailer because again, I'm with Heather. I just want to know what they're gonna do.
Yep.
I want to know how they're gonna do it. I like everyone else, I was confused. I already wasn't super excited to hear his Illumination, but I mean, after seeing that poster, it's like, okay. I mean, like I said, it looks just like the game. So I'll wait and see. Yeah, I just gotta wait and see.
That Tissy Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey, where did Doug go? Who's that old guy sitting in Doug's chair in his office in his house?
Oh, come on, it's not that old a hat.
I'm sorry. that really got me. General Kenobi, thank you for the 50 bits. My internet is now being an ass, so I'll be typing things on my computer and watching the stream on my phone.
So yeah, trust me, I know what that's like. We had that Friday.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Ever see My Blue Heaven, Summer Rental, or The Dream Team?
No, I know what My Blue Heaven is. I never did see it. Yeah, I never even heard of the other one, so I'll try to check them out.
Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey, Doug, I'm truly sorry to say I got a bad credit card, but every time I use it, I go to jail. And for those who don't know, the punchline is literally a bat.
So, there's that.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. What did Barney do for a living when you and Rob were young?
So he was in the Navy. He did, he was a Navy conductor. He would put together music, and he would obviously conduct them and everything. He'd orchestrate it. And then for like a side gig, or maybe it was the main gig, I'm not sure, probably a side gig, him and my mom would do like church music. Like they both orchestrate and choose the music. He would play the piano, the organ, and then she would sing, and they would both handle the choir. So yeah, they worked together for quite a bit of time.
Author, thank you for the 50 bits. Okay, Doug, you're the final boss in a video game. What's your pre-battle cry, battle location, and the music you'd play over the battle?
I mean, I feel like it has to just be like this floating head. I mean, because my head is just so fucking big. I'd be puking fire, not breathing fire, puking, because, you know, I had spicy food, and that's what happens.
Okay.
And it'd be in a butt. I don't know how to answer this.
Not like the studio or a movie theater.
Just a butt. And every time you go to fight me, it's a different butt. You have to guess the butt. That's actually how you defeat me. You guess what butt you're in. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I felt like it was one of those moments where you know what? Actually, I'm just gonna be quiet and let you continue to explain this until you don't even know what to say anymore.
I do it sometimes when I do cameos as well. Like I'll be saying something, and when it's just pure nonsense, I'm like, keep it going. It's gotta go somewhere. And like 80% of the time, I'll get it someplace where I'm like, okay, that's a good punchline. And then if not, I just say, that's no good. I re-record it. This one I can't re-record. So that's free for you, internet. That terrible, whatever that was.
J-Star, that fight sounds like ass. Fantastic. Steve Lord, thank you for the 50 bits. Have your opinions on the first Cars film changed over the years? Gotta be honest, it's still one of my personal favorite Pixar films. Could just be nostalgia, but I love it.
Fair enough. I mean, I know a lot of people that liked it. It did nothing for me. The third one is a little okay. I remember that one had a few moments I liked. I think the only thing I kind of like the lesson at the end. I like the little sacrifice thing, but yeah, nothing else about it. Even the idea just didn't grab me at all.
CJ Noel Lopez, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey, Doug, can we get another 1940s newsreel of how bad man is?
Man. Yes, man. You think you know animals, but you don't until you know man and what they do to animals. Oh, the terrible things in the rainforest. All these things in the 90s that you thought, oh, I like man, but wait, are you man? Then you suck. That's right. Terrible man. My improv skills are not top level today.
Author, thank you for the 50 bits. Personally, my pre-battle cry is pray for a quick demise. My battle would be on Mount Doom, and the music would be the boss music for the Dweller in the Darkness from that Guardians of the Galaxy game you played.
Nah, it's got to be a butt. It's just fighting a butt.
Great. Rancy Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. Another fun fact about Nightmare Ned, it was canceled after 25 episodes for being too dark.
I mean, it sounds cool. The more you talk about it, the cooler it sounds.
General Kenobi, thank you for the 50 bits. It's weird seeing Doug wear a hat that's not the NC hat.
Yeah, what's so weird, there's a place in Woodstock, Illinois. It's a really cool place called Warp Core, and they help people with drug problems around there and stuff. It's a really cool spot. And I wanted to show some support, so I got this hat. And I kind of forgot, like, the brims on hats now are so much short, because look how long this is. Now, when I put it on, I'm like, man, that does feel, like, so weird. Like, it should stop, like, here or something like that, because the NC hat stops about right there. So it is a little weird. It's the only one I can find, though. And it's weirdly less distracting if you just see that little cut I have on my head for whatever random reason.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. In Street Fighter, Bison ransomed 63 relief workers for $20 billion. Personally, myself, I question whether or not prisoners of war could even be ransomed for money. What do you two think? And please no more awkward or redundant responses like, go ask him yourself.
I mean, you're saying that like this isn't an awkward, weird question. I don't know. I don't have the answer. I just play him Bison on Nostalgia Critic. I'm not actually him.
I mean, I'm pretty sure in certain circumstances, prisoners of war can be ransomed for money, but I'm not positive. I've never been in those situations.
Yeah, I don't know.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Green Acres or Beverly Hillbillies?
Beverly Hillbillies. They're pretty fun.
Rob the Snob, thank you for the 50 bits. Last week's song recommendation for Doug, Friends on the Other Side, Dave Wave on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Oh, I might have seen that guy's stuff before. Let me think. Is he the one that's... Oh, no, actually, maybe I haven't. Dave Wave?
Dave Wave. Mm-hmm.
Dave Wave. Okay. Okay, I don't know this guy. All right, yeah, I'll check that out.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. What if the Martian Manhunter used his telepathy to enable Batman to see through the eyes and hear through the ears of Superman while he was watching the city from above? Oh, that's interesting.
I mean, I feel like you could do that with almost any character. It'd be kind of a cool thing. Yeah,
but
like
at that
maybe
point,
a character couldn't see like everything from above, like always wanted to, or something like that. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. But also at some point, it's 3 people then taking the job to do what one superhero could do.
True.
You know, but like, I understand what you're saying. It could be cool if you've never witnessed it from above to see that. That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Thoughts on The Nun 2 getting made? I thought the first one was painfully boring and one of the worst films in the Conjuring franchise.
I'm not a Conjuring fan anyway, so I think they're all pretty dull. I take it back. I think, what's it, the second one? I think the second one had 1 or 2 good scenes. But aside from that, I just thought they were really, really boring and not interesting. And I agree with you about The Nun. So yeah, I have no thoughts.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Some people say it's so hard to get such good help these days, but was there ever a time when it was easy? I would argue no, that people just see things through rose-colored glasses.
Yeah, grass is always greener, as they say.
WWE, thank you for the 75 bits. Happy Nostalgiaween. Every time I see the Expedia Bubbles commercial, I think of you saying, fucking Bubbles! Just like when a Chia Pet commercial comes on, I think, bullshit!
Man, see, like you now saying that, I'm like, yeah, what did I say on the Chia Pet commercial? I remember saying like, oh my God, you're literally watching grass grow, the toy, you know, but it's like, I don't remember much else about it. Yeah, maybe I should check it out again.
The Steam Lord, thank you for the 50 bits. Funniest Nostalgiaween review is still the original It review. The Stephen King drinking game is an amazing running joke.
Yeah, oh man, and when that came out, people were so pissed. They were, how dare you make fun of this? Because I think this was before it was popular to kind of make fun of it, poke fun of it. People were just aghast that I could actually not be afraid of that movie. Even while I was a kid, I'm like, this is really silly, guys. And I'm doing another Stephen King movie this month that I'm afraid might piss people off about my thoughts. We'll see what happens. Maybe people will agree. I don't know.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. Still going to do Transformers Dark Awakening for Dark Toons. Also found Transformers Prime episode Thirst as a Dark Toons episode too. Has a dark ending.
You know, I like Transformers. I don't love it, honestly. So I feel like something like that should be done by like a super fan or someone that's really passionate about it. I always just liked it as just a fun little thing to watch. And the same thing like the first movie. I like the first movie. There you go. It shows how much of a non-super fan I am. I actually think the first movie's okay. So, yeah, I'm probably not the guy to talk about it.
Gary Turbo, thank you for the 50 bits. Funny how the villain from The Princess and the Frog has the same name as a popular superhero.
Dr. Facilier, Shadow Mage. Yeah, whoever that is.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Heather, are you curious to try out Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop products with Tamara and Ayana and review them? You know what? I'd rather not give it any more attention than it already has.
Also, I'm assuming you value your health. No.
Right. FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. How do you come up with who is going to play what characters?
Uh, I don't know. Sometimes I come up with the idea first. And I think about who I have, and then sometimes I'll think about who I have and be like, "Oh, they can do this impression, or they kind of look like this person," and go from there. So, yeah, just varies.
Gary Turbo is clarifying that it's Shadow Man.
Is there a guy called Shadow Man? Okay,
There's
I
a
didn't know there was
superhero.
a superhero.
I didn't know it was popular, but cool. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Excuse me. LJH, thank you for the 50 bits. Is the Mara Wilson bit still your favorite joke on NC?
It changes over time. I mean, that's definitely up there. That's pretty damn funny. But yeah, I don't know. I'd have to like go back and see which ones I like. I do really like the one in Batman v Superman where Batman's accused of killing people for no reason. And he's saying, "Oh, that's ridiculous. I value human life," as he like throws a batarang, shoots a guy, and then runs over someone with a Batmobile, all without looking at them. I love the timing on that one.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, have you seen the new Beavis and Butthead episodes? There have been some pretty interesting ones. There's one where Beavis literally talks to fire, another where Beavis has a secret admirer, and the most shocking one, Butthead takes pills that make him well behaved. Good stuff.
It sounds great. That's like the one thing that's like the closest to getting me to get a Paramount Plus account. I'm still not going to do it, but it's like that's the closest because I'm like, yeah, the movie sounded great and everything too. So I'm like, oh, I'm just on the cusp there.
The Steam Lord, thank you for the 50 bits. Will there be an untitled review show or Doug reviews for Halloween Ends?
Yes, that'll be coming. Keep an eye out for that.
General Kenobi, thank you for the 50 bits. Are there any Scooby movies on the docket for this year's Nostalgia-ween?
Ironically, no. I was almost thinking about doing Scoob, but then I'm just like, I could do that anytime. And I was looking at like the opening. I'm like, it is a little weird. I'm not doing a Scooby Doo thing this year, but I can't think of anything that people be like, review this, kind of thing outside of Scoob. And again, I feel like it's so its own weird thing that it doesn't even really translate to Halloween. So, yeah, it doesn't look like it.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, why do you hate all the songs from my childhood? First, Hakuna Matata and Can You Feel the Love Tonight? Now I find out you don't like the Macarena? Dishonor! I'm kidding, by the way.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, oh my God, somebody actually liked the Macarena? I mean, clearly somebody does, or little kids or something, because was it like 225 million that clip got from Hotel Transylvania, 3 of them just dancing to it? So it's like, again, somebody made a right call there.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. What conspiracy theory deep down you truly believe?
I mean, I don't want somebody that did suicide in prison. That's very well known that I'm like, now he did. Now he did.
Okay, all right. I think I know what you're talking about. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Randy Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. Also, Nightmare Ned also had a video game made around the time the show was made. So when looking for episodes, be sure to put in animated episodes.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I think when I looked it up, I just saw the show. I take it back. I did see the game. At first, I got confused because you're right. There were images of the game that popped up. I was like, oh, I thought it was a show. So, okay, that explains that. Awesome. Thank you.
Author, thank you for the 100 bits. Came across an analysis video recently that I could whisper to you guys if you're interested, talking about the trailer for the Little Mermaid remake as well as a wish list of how they could make the remake work. He even uses analysis from other live action remakes to point out pitfalls they suffered that this remake would do best to avoid.
I mean, sure, but they're not going to follow it. They're just going to do their own thing, which is just probably repeating the original again. So honestly, there is a part of me that's like, man, how cool would it be if they actually did like the original story? I mean, the original story is like a beautiful, heartbreaking story, but I seriously doubt they're going to do it in the remake. So yeah, I mean, we'll see. Again, I like the different take on part of your world, but yeah, at least I guess we'll get some good music out of it. Or maybe it'll be good. Who knows? Maybe this will be the one outside of like Pete's Dragon that's really, really good. I always want to give him a chance, but my hopes aren't that high.
Kermit Wazowski really made me smile. I will never be too cool for corny white people wedding dances. Macarena, Cotton Eye Joe, Electric Slide. Love that shit. The last time I did all of those dances was at a very white person wedding, so. Yep. Same. Throw a little cha-cha slide in there. It's great stuff. FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite arcade game?
It's a toss-up, and they're totally different. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and Popeye. I don't know. I could play those for hours, and they're totally different.
Yeah. LJH, thank you for the 50 bits. What's the most boring movie that you've ever watched?
Man,
Chat is mad I forgot the Cupid Shuffle. I also did the Cupid Shuffle, okay? And I also wobbled.
Man, I'm trying to think of the most boring. Like, I think it'd have to be, I'm trying to remember that, like, it's a Nicolas Cage movie, Bangkok something. I just remember being so boring. And this was during, I'm sure, like, his financial troubles, and he was just doing any movie. And I had to go see it to review, because I did, like, written reviews at the time, too. And it was just, I don't remember a thing about it. Just that Nicolas Cage was in it. It was Bangkok something. Bangkok Dangerous. That was it. Yeah, I literally do not remember a thing about it outside of that.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. I have to thank you for reviewing Dark Phoenix. I say this because I watched the show called The Originals, and I saw this girl that looked familiar, and then after watching a review, I was like, oh, it's young Jean from the beginning of Dark Phoenix.
Oh, okay. Well, glad I could help with that.
Yeah. That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. I've never seen any of the Hotel Transylvania films. Should I just watch the first two or watch the whole series just to say I've seen all of them?
It's up to you. I mean, there's clearly people that don't like the first two films either. So, yeah, just watch the first movie. If you like it, continue on with the second one. And yeah, critics like the third one, which is weird. So, they got an audience.
The Steam Lord, thank you for the 50 bits. Possibility for an NC on Goosebumps The Haunted Mask. The show may be cheesy, but I think the first episode is still the best and actually is a bit creepy and sad.
I'll try to check it out. I never got into it. I take it back. I get into a little bit now for how bad it is. Like, it's so charmingly cheap. Yeah, I never did really get into it, but I'll give it a shot.
Gary Turbo, thank you for the 50 bits. What's your favorite TV show theme song? For example, mine is Electric Relaxation by A Tribe Called Quest from the Wayans Brothers. The Wayans, sorry.
Man, I'm trying to think of something that, like, oh, what did I grow up with that I'm just like, oh, I got so excited for that goddamn song. Like, I got excited for Thundercats. The Beetlejuice show, that really got me mad excited. Just the song and the animation and stuff like that. X-Men, that amazing theme song. Yeah, there you go. There's three.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Anybody seen the new Dead Space remake trailer? I've never been readier for a video game equivalent of the thing. I haven't. Tamara attempted to play Dead Space, I think, a couple, like, last year, maybe. But I haven't seen the remake trailer. I heard it might be good.
Why does that sound familiar, Dead Space?
It's a pretty popular video game series, Dead Space is.
Okay, all right. Yeah, maybe I've seen, like, nothing else is ringing a bell, so I will try to check it out as well, just because it looks cool.
Winkmaster, you gotta make sure that you're putting a space between your period and the next word. We know you're not posting links, but I'm not gonna turn that protection off on the bot. You gotta put a period and then a space between next word. Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. In Batman Season 1, Episode 41, a man gained $10 million, but he cannot get a good night's sleep in months. The last line of the episode, how much is a good night's sleep worth? What do you two think?
I like that. Yeah, I do remember that. That's a really, really good line. It's worth a lot, man. I mean, like, this job, I love this job, but there are times where I've had to, like, God, what's the longest I've worked? I think it was like 27 hours, I think, without sleep doing this. And yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I love it, and you'll sacrifice a little sleep to it, but you got to catch up. You got to catch up on sleep, man. It is crazy important.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd put a number on it. It's pretty priceless.
Yeah.
The Steam Lord, thank you for the 50 bits. Best Hanna-Barbera live-action film. Flintstones, Scooby-Doo, Smurfs?
Live action? the Smurfs? Yeah, I guess it does. I don't know. I feel like there's.
Subscribe!
You have to look at like
Are we a magazine?
list. I mean,
No, we're
those
just
are
supposed
that
to say
good.
it.
Subscribe! Subscribe!
Like what movies like came out on live action? Let me see. Any other? Oh wow, yeah, no, it's just like showing all the. I mean, yeah, not Scooby Doo. Oh, let's go with the Banana Splits movie. I'll do that. That technically counts.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. This might make me sound awful, but although I acknowledge Andor's good writing, cinematography, and acting, there's a part of me that wants to resist it for no reason except for personal principles. I feel like I'm forcing myself to like it. Then don't. I mean, like, you know, you're allowed not to like it, but I'm enjoying the heck out of it. I think Andor is awesome right now.
I will say this. I want to get your take on it because I haven't asked anyone else. So they showed the first 3 episodes when they premiered it. If they only showed the first one or even the first 2, do you think people would be like, ooh, I can't wait for the next one? Because I like them, but they were slow and dry. And it really isn't until the 3rd one where it's like, holy shit, like now shit's getting real kind of thing. And I like the atmosphere. I like that it's slow. But it's like, that'd be my guess why they released 3 back to back.
And they may have. I think if they just released one, people still would have liked it, because like you're either into that or you're not, you know what I mean? And like it's not like it changes after episode 3 that there isn't still slow dry moments.
But I mean, but you know, like the action, it's like everything,
Yeah.
like, everything's building to something in those first 2, and then in 3 you finally get a little bit of a payoff. Well, more than a little bit, quite a payoff. And then it keeps going after that. Yeah, so I'm enjoying it. To me, it feels like Star Wars Game of Thrones. Like it's a lot more dialogue heavy, but what they're saying is really interesting and acted really well.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Kermit Wazowski says, I spilled spot remover on my dog and now he's gone.
Again, go see the Munsters, man. You'll love. It's nothing but those jokes.
The Hour Man, thank you for the 50 bits. What would you want to see in a sequel to The Batman? I don't really have anything specific, but would personally like to see a teenage Robin. Mad Hatter, man. I say this every time.
I am, totally on board with you. I think that's the best idea. Visually, it could be great. You could do great stuff with the story. Them interacting would be wonderful. I'm not against like a Robin or a Batgirl or something like that, but maybe movie 3. I like to focus on just one villain, like one more villain until they get to the Bat family.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. So I'm doing a Disney Villains tournament on my TikTok account. Today's match is Hades versus Taka. Which villain is better? P.S. I already know you're going to say Hades.
I'm trying to remember who Taka is.
That's,
How do you spell
I was
it?
just like T-E space K-A. Moana.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, there's like
Taka.
no personality to Taka. I mean, she looks cool, but there's, I mean, kind of purposefully, there's not much of a personality there. It's more what she was before. So, yeah, I gotta say Hades.
Roger Girl Rabbit, thank you for the 100 bits. Thank you so much for reviewing the Hotel Transylvania movies. I was 18 when and I think maybe they just hit enter too early, but like maybe when the movie came out.
But good to know, and thank you. Yeah, like I said, I really liked the first 2. I think they're a lot of fun. I watch them every Halloween.
Hewlett fan, thank you for the 50 bits. Happy hellish Halloween, guys. Love the work in the new intro. Out of curiosity, what is your favorite scary scene from a non-horror movie?
Man, scary scene from a non-horror movie. Man, I don't know. I'd have to really think about that.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, I'm almost thinking of like character moments or something that, like disturbed me about a person or something. But they're all in horror movies, yeah, or like scary films. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to think about that.
Steam Lord, thank you for the 50 bits. Always make jokes with my friends, but I actually share my birthday with Doug, November 17th. This year will be my 21st.
Nice. Congrats, man.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you remember the albino black sheep flash files?
What was it?
Albino black sheep flash files.
I don't. I'm
No, I
sorry.
Rancy Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug. Could you do an NC of the stop motion Isle of Dogs? It's a film directed by Wes Anderson, and the film was released in 2018 and has Bill Murray, Bryan Cranston, and Jeff Goldblum.
I haven't seen it. I might do it for this year for Disney December because a lot of people have asked me to talk about it. I might just make an exception for that because it's like, yeah, everyone's said it's like really, really good. Okay, so I did find a pretty good list here of movies that would fall into a category of like scary scenes in non-horror films. One that's jumping out to me because it's still, this is such an illogical fear, but it really does freak me out. It's a bad movie too. In Superman 3, when that lady's turned into a robot, that just freaks me out. I don't know why. There's something, it's like, where does the mind go? Where does the, like, are they still alive? Are they like, just something about your mental control just taken over by a machine just really freaks me out. In Sonic the Hedgehog, when they would turn them into robots, like that always freaked me out too. I don't know why. It can't happen, but it's really freaky to me.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Gumbazo says, Heather doing the evil hand thing. Yes, I was. FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Looney Tunes show is similar to Seinfeld. Bugs is Jerry. Daffy is a mix of Kramer and George. Porky is also George. And maybe Tina is Elaine? Agree?
Yeah, and then I like it because I'd almost say Lola is like the Kramer, honestly. She's just like in her own like weird world. Yeah, I mean, it was very obvious they were going for a Seinfeld feel, and I thought it worked okay, but I guess a lot of people disagreed.
Coburn, thank you for the 100 bits. I hate Sonic the Hedgehog 1992 game. It's a good game, but that Chaos Emerald Special Stage 5 is driving me nuts.
I appreciate that game, and how do I put it? If you know how to play, if you know where to go, it's a lot of fun. But in terms of a first time playing game, I mean, everyone's right. It is a little too fast and you can't see where you're going, so it does kind of suck out the fun. It is one of those where you have to play it and kind of know where everything is, and then once you know that, it's super fun. But yeah, but I do appreciate it because again, games really didn't go that fast back then.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Wayflow says, any Xbox love chat? Listen, Wayflow, I'm seriously considering getting an Xbox Series X or S. You know, it's almost like there's a manufactured war between consoles, and if you're lucky enough, you can just play on them all. You can enjoy them all for what they're good at. Wow.
If you're lucky enough.
If you're lucky enough. General Kenobi, thank you for the 50 bits. Question for both of you. What was your favorite Halloween costume as a kid?
And I still have it. Now it's been chopped up because we've used it for other stuff. But when I was 8 years old, there's this amazing Batman mask. It looks like it was just from the movie. And all the masks now had the thing where you have to zip it up in the back, but this was like an adult one. And I was just so in love with that movie. I said, I want that mask. And it was something like $60. I mean, it was crazy expensive. And I was just like, no, I want this mask. I want that. And I said, I'll give like whatever weeks of my allowance. And I did to get this mask. And to be fair, it paid off because I've had it for years. We still have it at the studio, but I think last time we used it, we cut down the ears for the Batman v Superman review. So we did pretty much mutilate it. We took off the little logo and stuff like that. But yeah, I still love that mask, even though it's all ripped apart.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. The Marilyn Monroe movie is getting trashed by people. According to those who saw it, it's glorifying abuse and making Marilyn Monroe look like an idiot. Didn't even address what she did for civil rights or the studio she built. The way the director's interview went, apparently he didn't care about her legacy as a whole.
Huh. I did see it got bad reviews. I didn't check out why. And I sadly don't know that much about Marilyn Monroe. She never interested me. And I'm sure her life is fascinating. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying she's a boring person. It's just something about, like, the look and everything, and it, like, never grabbed me. Everyone's going to have the different thing that grabs them. She really never did. But I'm sure there's a ton of tragedy to her. And I'm sure there was a real intelligence to her as well that wasn't shown. So it's a shame that's apparently not represented there.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Hint for next week's NC?
It's a Peter Jackson movie.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Are you excited for the Spawn reboot?
Yeah. The only thing that's kind of sad is that, because obviously the first Spawn movie is not very good, but I love the way the makeup and the costumes look. Like, I just, like, that really is like a comic book come to life with, like, the clown and, you know, the costume that the Spawn guy has, and even, like, the burnt makeup and everything just looks amazing. And I know nothing's going to look as good, and they're probably going to make them all CG or whatever, and that's a shame. But I could be wrong. I hope they make it just as good, if not better. Maybe they can somehow make if they can make the cape look more realistic. That'd be nice.
Commander Hammerhead, thank you for the 50 bits. Hello, might I recommend a fanscription idea where Jurassic Park was rated R? What if it was more close to the OG book? And the same with the Lost World Jurassic Park, because those books are quite terrifying and filled with horror. I wish we could see more dino horror, and I think a fanscription of this would be amazing.
I mean,
Cool.
fanscription is going to be just reading the book, then, isn't it? What was more like the book? You just read the book, and then this happens.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, what do you think about the CGI of the Sonic the Hedgehog movies? Obviously, it's not Who Framed Roger Rabbit pedigree, but does it look convincing or not?
I mean, it doesn't look bad. I can't say it looks convincing, though, either. That kind of movie, it doesn't need to look convincing, though. It just needs to look good. It needs to look charming. It needs to look believable. That doesn't necessarily mean it has to look realistic. It just has to feel like the character is there talking with everybody and interacting and stuff like that. I think that comes across.
Hewlett fan, thank you for the 50 bits. Generally speaking, how do you feel about Illumination movies? A lot of people think they're a pretty crappy studio with mediocre films, but I think they have a charm to them.
I think they're mainly for, I mean, God, look at those Minion characters are still everywhere.
Yep.
I mean, they are just crazy. And they are like some of the highest grossing movies ever. So it's like they're clearly doing something right. I think they hit just that right audience for kids that just want to watch something silly. And I get that. I don't hate them. I don't really get into them, though, either. But I really don't have like a hatred for them. I think people are just sick of seeing them everywhere. And they're always like, how do these make $1 bajillion all the time? But I am so indifferent to them, honestly. I take it back. I hate the Lorax. I hated that movie. But all the others that I've seen, which isn't that many, honestly, were very, okay.
Oink Master Supreme, thank you for the 51 bits. What is your opinion on Cronenberg's version of The Fly? Love Goldblum in this great gross out film. Davis is still a damsel in distress, though.
Yeah, but that's kind of part of the movie, is her discovering more and more what is happening to him, and I think they play it very well. And it is refreshing to see him in a movie where it's like, oh, he's not playing Jeff Goldblum. This is a character he's playing, and he plays it very well. Yeah, the makeup's phenomenal. It's very dark and disturbing, but it does kind of have a sick sense of humor too. So yeah, I think it's fantastic. I think it's a wonderful reimagining of that idea.
Author, thank you for the 100 bits, and this is about the Little Mermaid video. What I particularly enjoyed was how he derogated the misconceptions people have about Ariel, like her giving up everything just for a man or being a damsel in distress, not only pointing out the same obvious truths I've brought up for many years now, but also digging a little deeper on those issues in ways that hadn't originally occurred to me.
Yeah, I talked about, because I've reviewed Little Mermaid a few times for like Disney December and talk about the Disney princesses and stuff, and we'll probably do it again with Philo Barnhart, because again, he's one of the designers of her. Ariel's not like one of my favorites, and maybe because she does just fall in love with him so fast. It's so clearly puppy love, and that's fine. But then it's like they get married, and it's like, all right, that's a little quick. But I feel there is such passion to that character, and I love when she's on dry land and the reactions that she has to everything. I mean, that is so infectious, and you just feel that excitement. She's the kind of character that makes you look around at what you have and say, yeah, stuff is pretty amazing, isn't it? Think about what we got. I mean, this really is like fucking phenomenal. And I don't know, a character is doing something right if they can really get across that joy.
The Steam Lord, thank you for the 50 bits. Thoughts on Rick and Morty season 6 so far?
I've only seen the first episode. I did really like it. I thought it was really, really good. Yeah, I haven't seen much else. I'm sure it's great, because if it was bad, I feel like I would hear it was bad.
WWE, thank you for the 50 bits. There's several horror or thriller animes like Hellgirl, Housing Complex C, etc. And I know you said you have problems with reviewing anime, but how about an anime parody Nostalgia-ween opening?
Oh, man, what would we do that people would be like aware of? I don't know. I'm sure there's something, because there are some amazing anime openings. Yeah, we'll see.
Gary Turbo, thank you for the 50 bits. There's a YouTube channel full of videos of a remade Super Mario Bros. With Chris Pratt using Unreal Engine. As someone who's used Unreal, that was extremely ambitious, because Unreal is so complex, you will need a team to make anything with it. I've seen those. They're awesome.
They're very funny. I've seen a couple of them. I only thought there were one or two. Maybe there's more. So yeah, I guess I gotta look those up now too.
The Steam Lord, thank you for the 50 bits. I don't think enough people know about the absolute beauty that is fucking Bubbles!
You know, you get a bubble thing, everybody will know. They'll come flocking to you.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Idea for Nostalgiaween, top 11 most unintentionally hilarious horror movies.
Yeah, you know, with some of them, it's a little tricky, though. It's like, how can you tell? Okay, with Shyamalan, you can tell that's unintentional, but a lot of them, it's a little tricky sometimes. It's like, is the director aware? Are they not? So, yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting idea.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, Heather, sometimes I doubt your commitment to sparkle motion.
As you should. No, who am I kidding? It's a movement, man. It's a movement. Fuck yeah, sparkle, sparkle, sparkle.
The Hour Man, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you seen The Northman? And if you have, what do you think of it? It's my favorite movie that's come out this year.
No, I haven't. I hear it's great. I just realized that's from goddamn Donnie Darko. I was doing the Magic Railroad. I was just like, oh wait, no shit, that was the wrong movie. So sorry about that.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Can either of you think of a better use of Dr. Octavius's intelligence than a fusion reactor? Fusion reactor might be up there.
I mean, yeah, I can't see it. I don't want to downplay that, but yeah, I don't know. Cooking? Probably make a lot of stuff with those hands.
Talking of Carl, sorry, my brain was reading something else. Thank you for the 50 bits. Has there been a movie or product that's been so overly marketed to you that it made you not want to watch or buy it? I feel like there has been. I feel like I was just saying something about that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, maybe I'd probably I think Phantom Menace when that came out, because I already had an inkling it wasn't going to be that great. I didn't know it was going to be that bad, but I had a feeling, because out of the films, I always thought the first movie was kind of the least directed, if that makes sense, like the way they talk to each other and they interact and stuff. And I'm like, I don't know. And he's back. He hasn't directed in a while. I saw the flat deliveries everybody had, but the toys were everywhere and everyone was talking about it. I'm like, I don't know, Yogi.
Author, thank you for the 100 bits. Some of the points that he brings up in the video are even potential changes that could make the existing elements even better. Little Mermaid. Changes that I myself have incorporated into my own Little Mermaid reimagining. I'm working to get published one day.
Cool, yeah. Go for it. I mean, like I say, it would be nice. I mean, they'll never do it because it's way too risky, but I would like to see Disney do something like the original story and like kind of stick to the ending and stuff like that, because I think they could make that very, very powerful.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Do you two think Dr. Octavius kept the arc reactor?
I'm trying to remember what the arc reactor even was. I'm assuming that's the thing. Wait, no, what's the arc reactor?
Yeah, you were correct, I believe. Yeah.
Are we talking about Spider-Man 2 or are we talking about the game now?
No, I thought we were talking about, isn't that in No Way Home? Am I mistaken?
Oh, is it No Way Home? Oh, okay. I don't know, because he just kind of disappears. So yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know the science.
You don't know the science. Yeah. FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Why is Doug bragging about how long something of his is?
I think you know why.
Oh, it is No Way Home. Oof, I was like, oh God. FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Ever play Scriblio?
Scriblio? No, I haven't heard of that one.
I may have. Is it scribble.io? Because I feel like my students used to play that a lot. A lot of .io games my kiddos used to play. Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. I'd have the power to cure disease, heal wounds, turn invisible, and float through the air like a phantom. Those are pretty cool powers.
I agree, yes.
Steam Lord, thank you for the 50 bits. What is a video game you two play that gets you in the Halloween spirit? For me, I always love running through the original Luigi's Mansion.
Huh.
I mean, since 2020, I feel like it's not Halloween until we all play Dead by Daylight together.
Yeah, you know, that's it. That's the one for me, yep.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. This is just a rumor at the moment. How would you feel if Christian Bale was casted in live-action Grand Admiral Thrawn. I mean, Christian Bale throws himself into a role, so why not?
I actually think that's a great idea. I could see him. I think he has the look down. I think he could have kind of the coldness down, but he's kind of good at emoting even when he's cold. Why isn't it possible? Like I do think that's a really good choice.
Yeah. The Hourman, thank you for the 50 bits. Ever considered doing the 2017 Power Rangers film for an NC? It's honestly a pretty underrated movie, in my opinion.
I thought about. I always have it on the list, but I never get around to it. I didn't like it, but I didn't hate it. I think I know what they're trying to go for. I think it was a mistake to leave them until the end. That they actually become the Rangers. I just don't think that was the right move. But I give them credit for taking such a big risk, because that is a huge risk.
The Easy Life, thank you for that subscription. Welcome, appreciate it.
Thank you.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. What do you think of this casting idea for Batman/Superman movie? John Cho as Batman, Daniel Kaluuya as Superman.
Oh, I know the name John Cho. Who's John Cho again? Let's see.
I'd have to look that up too.
It's like I know that name, and my typewriter is being a little ass.
Oh, he was the one who played Spike Spiegel in the live action Spike.
Oh, that's right. That's
or
right.
like Cowboy Bebop.
I mean, I have the same issue I have with him playing Spike, honestly. It's like, okay, it's impressive at that age and everything that he's as built as he. I just think he's a little too old. And it's not like he's old, but I'm just like, I don't know. That's just maybe like an old man Batman. I don't know. And then yeah, would you work in the Asian thing into it or not? I don't know. And then what was the other one? I missed the other one.
Daniel Kaluuya as Superman.
And that's another one. Is he from Nope?
I think so. I'd have to look. I'm looking right now.
Yeah, there he is. He is from Nope.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd have to see him as something else, because the only thing I'm remembering him from is Nope, which he was great. But I mean, he's very straight and dead face and stuff like that. And again, would you address it? It's a black Superman or whatever. It's like, I don't know, or do you just not address it? I'm not sure how you go about it. But in terms of just like the acting and stuff like that, I'd have to see him in more stuff. I'm not saying he couldn't do it. I'm saying I think I only see him in Nope and maybe like one or two other things, so not that much.
Steam Lord, thank you for the 50 bits. One of my favorite Oni Plays jokes about Doug, don't know if you've seen it, is when Chris made up a scenario where Doug was chewing Doritos into Rob's keyboard and shouting, "Back credit card!" while doing it.
No, I haven't seen that one, but I should look that up, because that sounds pretty funny. I mean, do they do it like with their mouths full? Do they actually like chew the chips and do it? That'd be pretty funny.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. I think if Batman could share Superman's senses, then it'd be easier to analyze everything, like Sherlock with supervision. I can understand that. Yeah, for sure. Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Great news, Doug and Heather. Disney's Gargoyles is now on Euro's Disney Plus, and can't wait for Friday when the brand new Disney movie comes on it. You know, the new Hellraiser.
Wait, on Disney Plus?
Apparently.
No, that's gotta be Hulu, right? They gotta be talking about Hulu.
Well, maybe it's they were talking about Europe's Disney
right.
Plus.
Oh
so.
man, when I was in where the hell was I? I think it was Edinburgh, and I saw ads for like these FX show that were clearly for adults, but it said Disney Plus, and I'm like, what the hell? And yeah, there they just merge them all together. So like, yeah, there, I don't know if there is a Hulu or whatever. I think it is just like the new Hellraiser is on Disney there. So yeah, okay, that does make sense, because I did see that down there. So okay, yeah, let me know how it is.
Hewlett fan, thank you for the 50 bits. What do you think would actually happen if Beavis and Butthead actually scored? Would it just split reality apart because it would be against the laws of physics for them to actually get laid?
That'd be pretty funny. I don't know. It'd be funny if they were like really let down by it. Like, oh, that's it. Like they're actually like not interested at all, and then they just, that was lame. Well, go watch TV. Yeah. It's fun on a porno or something. Like just something that doesn't make sense at all. Yeah, I don't know. The splitting reality thing is pretty funny too.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Did you know, and I'm gonna mess this name up, Barry Cogan initially auditioned to play the Riddler, but his performance in that audition landed him the role as Joker.
Oh, okay. I've never seen him. I don't think I know this guy outside of just that what I saw as the Joker there. But from what I heard and saw, all out of focus and everything, I can see him doing a good Riddler.
I'm sure he's a great actor, but we just don't need.
Just done with the Joker. I'm with you.
We will see a Batman movie without the Joker. I swear to God, DC. I swear.
Yeah, here's the thing: moving forward, if they just want to do it like what they did in that deleted scene where he's always in prison. He's like the Hannibal Lecter. At least I would be like, okay, that's at least a little different, but don't have him ever get out. Don't have him plan anything. Just have him like working his torture on Batman from inside the cell. Like that would be interesting to me. That'd be different at least.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on I'm going to mess this up, the Banshee of Inisherin trailer.
I don't think I saw it. Oh, wait. Shit, did I?
Banshees of Inisherin. Inisherin? Inisherin.
There it is. Yeah, no, I was saying like, wait, I think I saw this trailer? I've only seen the trailer. I don't even know if it's out yet. Or maybe it is out. Okay. I thought it looked pretty interesting. I totally forgot about it until you brought it back up. But yeah, now that you mentioned it, I'm like, oh yeah, that did look kind of interesting. So yeah, maybe I'll check that out.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Elite Gamer says, the Stephen King drinking game comes with a Surgeon General warning.
Yeah, and a lot of apple juice. Everyone thinks I was really drinking whiskey there. And I thought about it. I'm like, should I actually do this like drunk? That might be a little funny. I'm like, no, it's going to mess up the timing and everything. I'll just do apple juice.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Okay, seriously, I'm not joking. Scary Heather could be an NC character. We want Scary Heather.
Well, we'll see what we can figure out.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Also, Doug, great video to open Nostalgia Ween this year. I love the first two Hotel Transylvania movies. I remember seeing the first one with my mom. I still have to watch the fourth one just because I need to complete them.
Yeah, that's a good reason to watch. It's not bad. It's not good. It's just kind of there.
CM Sully, thank you for the 100 bits. Since it's spooky season, have either of you watched Rocky Horror Picture Show at a theater?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know actually several theaters that do it more than just on Halloween night. They'll do it like several times a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. And I always feel bad because like I don't get into that movie like at all. Like some of the songs I do, but that's about it. So it's much more fun seeing them at a screening with all the people interacting and everything.
CJ Noel Lopez, thank you for the 50 bits. Disney chooses you to be the CEO. What's the first thing you do or greenlight? The first thing I do and greenlight is a traditional 2D animated adaptation of a fairy tale, maybe a Hansel and Gretel, with Alan Menken and Steven Schwartz doing the songs.
Yeah, I'd stop all the remakes except for one, Jordan Peele making Gargoyles. That, I would say, greenlight the shit out of that.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on Raising Arizona? I watched it today for the first time. While it wasn't as funny as the other Coen brother movies, it was still very good.
I like it a lot. Yeah, I think it's its own weird, surreal thing. I like the writing. I like the cinematography. I didn't really know where it was going. The characters are funny. I quote all the time. Yeah, I actually really like that. That's actually one of my favorite Coen brother comedies.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. The Steam Lord says, Scoob certainly ain't a scary film.
No. So yeah, it just didn't make sense to do for Nostalgia Week.
WWE, thank you for the 50 bits. How about Scooby-Doo and the Curse of the 13th Ghost, the movie sequel to the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo?
Did I even do the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo? I forget. Maybe. I don't know. I feel like the Scooby train has almost run its course. Like I said, Scoob kind of makes sense to do because I feel like people were very split on that. I think that's interesting. The others, yeah, just kind of running out of Scooby steam.
Author, thank you for the 100 bits, and this is about The Little Mermaid. While I won't spoil anything else he mentioned, I will say that he brought up that the remake could spend more time fleshing out the romance between Ariel and Eric over the 3 days, especially since Disney remakes have a bad habit of stretching out their runtimes for no real reason. Here they'd actually have a reason, as enjoyable as the original's romance was.
Yeah, I just thought of that too. That'd be cool to see in live action, like see her communicate without speaking as well, because I like visual storytelling, and I think live action, even though I love the way they did in animation, it'd be cool to see them do it in live action as well if they get a good enough actress. So yeah, no, and I agree. You maybe even stretch. I guess it's up to them what they want to do. Will they have them get married at the end after 3 days, or will they have them know each other longer? Well, what amount of time makes sense to have get married at the end? But yeah, I'd like to see it maybe go longer than 3 days. That'd be interesting, like maybe a week or something like that, just to really let it sink in a little bit more. But I don't know. Runtime is probably going to be about the same amount of film, so I guess it doesn't matter.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Wingweaver says, make Triton angrier and scarier.
Well, I think he's played by Javier Bardem in this one, so I think he can follow through on that, friendo.
RN Jesus, thank you for the 100 bits. I hope you're having a blessed day and a wonderful stream, both of you. Thank you, RN Jesus. Appreciate it. Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Matt loves IMAX says, Doug, what's your take on Bradley Cooper as an actor?
You know, so I know who he is. He is one of those where I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta kind of look him up because I always confuse him for other actors. Like, I try to remember. It's like what movie is like? Okay, The Hangover, but there's some other big one, right? Okay, Star is Born. That's right. Oh, Nightmare Alley. Yeah, he was fucking awesome in that. Yeah, I definitely don't remember him being bad. But yeah, there's always like someone I confuse him with. Hold on, let me see. Jason Bateman's who I always confuse him with. So yeah, it's just I always get their movies mixed up. But yeah, they're both very good though.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Aside from the Halle Bailey controversy, one thing I pray they don't do is make Ursula, played by Melissa McCarthy, too comedic. Her over-the-top corny jokes would not work for Ursula's character. Just let her be evil.
They're going to. I can assure you they're going to. I'll say this. I agree with you, though. It would be nice to see her legit evil, like a legit villain, because I'd be curious to see how she could play that, especially with like some special effects, because she can get some fun, crazy faces going. I'm thinking with like some cool special effects and good lighting, like you could have fun with that. But I think they're gonna play mostly for yucks, so we'll see.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, who's your favorite monkey/gorilla/simian in pop culture? There's a surprising amount of them after all. King Kong, Caesar, Mighty Joe Young, Donkey Kong, even the apes from the beginning of 2001.
Yeah, maybe, Cornelius and Vera? I'm forgetting, but the two main apes that go through the Planet of the Apes movies, Roddy McDowall and, I always forget her name, the actress's name, but they're great. They're just all around great characters.
GGOP, thank you for that subscription. Welcome, appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Gary Turbo, thank you for the 50 bits. For my last bits of the night, Macarena is actually about a girl who gets tag teamed by her boyfriend's two buddies while he's out of town.
I never listened that close to I will say the few times I did listen close to the lyrics, I'm like, all these people sound terrible. They just sound like scuzzy people. So it just made me hate it even more. But Zira, that's her name from Planet of the Apes. Thank you so much. That was more important than Macarena.
The Hourman, thank you for the 50 bits. What are your predictions for Black Adam? I'm cautiously excited about it, but I love the costume designs.
So we were just talking about it before stream because I did get a screening for it, but it's like the day before it comes out. That's not a good sign. But I hope it's good. I love The Rock. I want to see him in a DC movie that's not Super Pets. So I will still be cautiously optimistic.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Would you consider the light to be DC's answer to the Illuminati, or haven't you been watching Young Justice?
I
have
haven't.
not.
Yeah,
I know. I
sorry.
really need to, but I have not.
I hear it's great. I saw one episode like years ago. It was on like Saturday morning at a con or something like that, and it was really fucking good. I do remember being like, "What is this show?" And I remember looking, Young Justice. Okay, I gotta remember that, and I never watched it, even though it's like available to. I'm pretty sure it's still available to me on HBO Max. I'm not sure.
KP Kruk, thank you for the 50 bits. For your next commercial special, you should look at the Looney Tunes PSAs. I remember there were 3 that were made to celebrate the bicentennial of the Constitution. They always ended with Bugs and Daffy saying, "The Constitution works for everyone." Then Yosemite
Even
Sam's...
kids!
Yep.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, they had it at the end of the Looney Tunes because, again, that was back in the days. Maybe it's still a thing. I don't know. Kid shows had to be educational, so they would just put the little PSAs at the end. I don't remember them being bad. I guess I don't remember them being good either. But yeah, I do always remember just watching. I'm like, what the hell is that about?
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Have either of you two ever worn colored contacts for a Halloween costume? I could never do it myself, but I've always wanted to. I haven't.
It's so weird because I got LASIK eye surgery. I got through that fine, but the idea of putting something on my eye freaks me out. So yeah, I never have.
I have contacts, so I don't mind like putting contacts in my eye, but they're either incredibly expensive or from someone like from a weird online dealer that I'm not sure is actually going to get my prescription correct. So I just haven't. CM Sully, thank you for gifting those 2 subs to Mumra and a pagan priest. Appreciate that. Thank you. And then KP Kruk, thank you so much for gifting those 10 subs.
Thank you.
You're amazing. Thank you so much. And that technically has us hit the 200
goal.
Technically, however, remember, subs can fall off and can go away, and that's why I word it the way I do.
Okay.
That like if we're at 250 subs on October 21st. So we're at 250 right now, but that doesn't mean next week we might lose 5. We might lose 7. We might gain 5. I don't know. But for right now, it's looking like we're going to be watching a horror movie.
Okay, keep posted. Stay posted.
Yeah, stay posted. Hewlett fan, thank you for the 85 bits. What equipment do you guys use to film the NC now? Have you switched to 4K? Also, could you do an NC on Trolls 2 and other B movies? They would be perfect for Nostalgiaween.
Troll 2, everybody's done it. I don't think I could add anything new, so probably not. In terms of 4K, we're doing it for Untitled Review Show. We're kind of like experimenting with that a bit, and and it's going well. We haven't done it with NC yet because a lot of the movies we do usually have Blu-ray quality, but like for the commercial specials, like they're usually like whatever, like 280p or something like that, or no, not even that. It's like so tiny, and on 4K it just looks like you can't even make it out. So we're still trying to figure out a way around that. Like, do we do the NC in 4K or not? We're still playing around with that. But with new movies coming out, there's always, like 1080p trailers and stuff like that and clips. So we're doing it for that.
Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Here's an idea for a Stephen King review. Kingdom Hospital, though a series, or perhaps the original by Lars von Trier, sorry.
I think somebody recommended that to me before. I've never seen it, but someone did recommend it before, so maybe it's worth checking out.
Cameron Blythe, thank you for the 50 bits. Sorry if this has been asked. What are your thoughts on Hugh Jackman returning as Wolverine in Deadpool 3?
It was, but that's fine. I mean, I think if there's any time or person to do it, I mean, that's it. Deadpool 3 with Ryan Reynolds. I think that's a good way to kind of help calm down fears that Disney's gonna mess it up and stuff like that. So I think it sounds like he's making all the right moves so far. So we'll see.
LJH, thank you for the 50 bits. I know which video you like better, but which song is better, Thriller or Smooth Criminal?
I was just playing them in my head real fast. Probably Thriller.
Okay, that's interesting.
But the music video, I gotta say, Smooth Criminal.
I would listen to Smooth Criminal over Thriller, I think. But
okay.
That's just
cool.
me. Your Extra Joe, thank you for the 50 bits. Just looked up Hotel Transylvania's average ratings on Rotten Tomatoes. First film, 5.4 out of 10. Second, a lower 5.3, despite the higher tomato meter rating. Third, just barely higher with a 5.5, just pointing out how misleading Rotten Tomatoes percentages can be.
I mean, it's the critics' opinion. Well, here's the thing, too. I mean, I guess with this one, it doesn't count, but there are some movies, like one that I just got done reviewing. I remember critics really hated it when it came out. I looked on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm like, oh, wait, it says it's at an okay, like, score, but it's something like 11 critics or something like that because it came out so long ago and they didn't have all the critics there or signed up or whatever. So check that out, too. But Hotel Transylvania, yeah, they were all signed up. And then I don't know. I think they just saw Adam Sandler, a hotel movie, to it, but I really, really enjoyed them.
Smash Ultra, thank you for the 50 bits. What if Tom Hardy plays Syndrome from The Incredibles? Since Syndrome sounds like the same word as Venom and Bane.
I never thought about that. Yeah, but then it'd have to be live action. I don't want them to be live action. Unless you're talking about voice, but then he'd have to come back. You'd have to get rid of Jason Lee. No, not a fan.
Kermit Wazowski, thank you for the 50 bits. I'm not usually one to give specific song recommendations, but I think you'd both get a kick out of The Simple Plot of Kingdom Hearts by Starbomb. I've never played a Kingdom Hearts game, but the streams have given me enough context to be in on the joke.
Okay.
That sounds hilarious. The Simple Plot of Kingdom Hearts. Starbomb.
Okay, that sounds pretty funny, actually. Okay, I'm gonna type that in. I'll look at that a little later.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Which M. Night Shyamalan is the most unintentionally hilarious? Lady in the Water, The Happening, or Old?
It's really rough. Oh, I don't know. I mean, so Lady in the Water is the craziest, like absolute insanity. But so that one I kind of want to lean towards that. But in terms of like just continual laughs, okay, and then The Happening is probably the one where I laugh the hardest, but then Old is like the most continual laughs. So I can't choose. I just can't choose. If you would ask me which one would I want to put on right now, probably Old, because it is the most continually funny.
CM Sully, thank you for the 50 bits. A person walked into a room and said, "Dude, that's Frankenstein's monster." The monster immediately looked, said, "Too bad, he should have made me a bride," and took another gulp of the energy drink. Haha, a Monster energy drink.
Okay, energy drink. That was missing. Gotcha. Yeah. Good.
CJ Noel Lopez, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, have you heard of Jonathan Young's music? He's on YouTube and does awesome metal covers of Disney songs. He covers the villain songs are truly metal.
It's because when someone brought up Dave Wave doing Friends on the Other Side, I thought it was Jonathan Young, and I'm like, wait, no, because that's Jonathan Young. So yes, I have heard them. I think they're awesome. I love them.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Oinkmaster Supreme says, Andor is a Star Wars show. There is an actual war happening in it.
Yeah, that's fair.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Are you reviewing Coraline for Nostalgiaween? It's the only stop-motion animated film I actually like, because let's face it, that movie is great.
Have you seen Paranorman? That is like the only one that's... Actually, Kubo's pretty great too, but... Paranorman is really, really good. I argue the story in Paranorman is better, but the characters in Coraline are better. But they both have very, very similar feels to them. And man, check out on Netflix, was it Wendell and Wild, that Jordan Peele,
Yeah.
Henry Selick? I am so fucking excited for that.
Yeah.
The trailer looks phenomenal. So yeah, and it's coming out like I think Halloween weekend too.
Nice.
Like they're really playing it like, yeah, let's tie it in. So yeah, check that out if you haven't. At least look at the trailer.
Strider for Life, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi guys, happy Sora's in Smash Day.
Back at you.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. I got an Xbox One quite some time ago, and I haven't used my cable box in all the time. So today I unplugged my cable box. Does that sound like a metaphor to you two?
If it does to you, that's all that matters.
I mean, maybe like, since it's a box, Xbox One and the cable box?
That's the closest I was thinking of. But
Rand C Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, if you're looking for the Nightmare Ned archived episodes, there is a YouTube channel called Nightmare Ned Archive. It has all the episodes in a playlist. I hope you enjoy it and review it for next December.
okay. Yeah, no, I'm excited to check it out, honestly, from everything I heard about it, even the little clips I saw.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, would you be happy if The Secret of Nim became a media juggernaut? Personally, I wouldn't. Sure, it would be appreciated by millions of people, but there are still the issues of whoring out and overexposure that would dampen its prestige.
Yes and no. I mean, we see this happen with like Frozen or Christmas Story and stuff. I mean, it happens a lot, but I don't know. It doesn't take away still from how good it is. So, I mean, obviously it did well enough to, at some point, green light a straight to DVD sequel or straight to video sequel. So, I mean, people have seen it, and obviously, we talk about it all the time. I mean, it does have a fan base, so I know what you're talking about. But I guess I would lean more towards I would like more people to see it. I think it's worth giving into some of the campiness and overplaying if more people check it out.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. What do you two think of the Pizzagate conspiracy theory, or have neither of you heard of it?
I know a little bit.
It's asinine. It's asinine, and like, didn't someone die because of it? Like, someone definitely shot up a pizza place because of it, and like, that's ridiculous. It's asinine and like ruined people's lives.
Yeah, I know a little bit. I remember a guy was like going in, I think, to a place. I can't remember if he died, but yeah, I mean, it's like, I guess because I don't know a ton about it, but I mean, it sounds pretty stupid.
Gary Turbo, I read your one about the Macarena that said this was my last bits. I did read that one. LJH, thank you for the 50 bits. What's the first bad movie that you watched that made you realize that movies can be bad?
So I know this isn't the first one, but I think it's the first time I saw something on the big screen, and I went, "Oh, like this can be bad." Like something I was excited for, especially, can be bad. That was the Super Mario Brothers movie. Topical, because we have another one coming out. The trailer coming out tomorrow. Yeah, because I was so crazy excited for that. I thought that was gonna be like Batman '89. You know what I mean? Like the Mario Brothers for adults. And oh, it was so terrible.
I went for my friend's birthday party. We went to go see Master of Disguise, and I remember just sitting there being like, I wish I came with my family so I could just walk out right now. Like, but I just had to sit there because it was my friend's birthday party, and I was just like, oh no, this is boring. I don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to get through.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen the YTPs of the History Channel's Ancient Alien shows?
No. I do like some of those. I've seen plenty with me in them, though.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Elite Gamer says, I thought Dunkaroos were a movement.
You don't just eat your Dunkaroos. Damn it.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. There's a Seinfeld episode, I think it's called The Opera, with a plot kind of similar to Joker, complete with crazy Joe Davola dressed as a clown and getting harassed for it.
A little bit. I could kind of see that. It'd be fun, because somebody did like a George Costanza to the trailer of Joker. It'd be funny if they did one with that guy. Yeah, that'd be funny.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Kokino Art says Northman was a disappointment.
Well, that's okay. I heard most people say it's really good, but they say it's super intense, like just super, super rough. So, yeah, I haven't been rushing out to see it, but I should, because I bet it's really cool.
Cameron, thank you for the 100 bits. I understand you have lots of shows to watch, but could I recommend a random Doctor Who episode? The 2009 episode, The Water of Mars. It's one of the darkest episodes from modern Who.
All right. Yeah, I've really only seen Blink, and that's it. I've never seen another Doctor Who episode. I've seen clips. Like, I saw the one where Van Gogh, like, is brought to a museum and stuff like that. But I've never seen a full episode outside of Blink. So, yeah, maybe I'll check that out.
Rand C Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. Could you do a review of another Wes Anderson I think they mean motion movie that's on Disney Plus, The Fantastic Mr. Fox. It has George Clooney, Bill Murray, Meryl Streep, Owen Wilson, and Willem Dafoe in it. It was released in 2009.
That's another one. I'm like, yeah, I should check that out because everyone says it's really good. And it looked bad, but everybody says it's great. Like, it's a really wonderful movie. So I am so curious how they make that work. So yeah, I will check it out. I might even just move that instead of Hocus Pocus 2, because I was going to do that for Disney December, and then I'm like, I don't have much else to say outside of the Untitled Review Show.
Calicus, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug. I've been watching since the ancient YouTube 5-star era. Hope this doesn't sound too corny, but one of my dreams is to meet you personally in an event sometime. Now, I finally can visit the USA, so I hope to see you early next year. I love your work. Keep it up.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, I know. Excuse me. We definitely have C2E2 next year, and that's in late March, early April. So if you're up, that'd be great to see you.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Nintendo established a new subsidiary called Nintendo Pictures sometime this week. It sounds like what we think it sounds like. Then we'll be seeing a plethora of Nintendo shows and movies in the future. Honestly, while everyone gets their grandiose Zelda and Fire Emblem movie, all I want is my funny slice-of-life WarioWare show. That's awesome. I love that, Orlando Garcia.
I love to see a Metroid.
Hell yeah.
movie, and not like. I mean, if it's animated, cool, but I'd love to see a live action Metroid movie. Like that would be so friggin' cool. Like just imagine her like it's an Aliens movie, but like that armor going in and shooting shit. Oh man, it'd be so cool.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Randall Graves says, science babble, science babble.
It's true, you know.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Dragon's Toy says, evil Heather for the win. Sometimes you gotta break it out. Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Strider for Life says, Grand Admiral Thrawn doesn't wear hockey pads.
If he does this voice the whole time, he'll be perfect.
Kokino Art, thank you for the 50 bits. And I think they were new to chat. I saw they posted a comment and then gave 50 bits, so I did actually grab it here. They said, hey Doug, how come the Nostalgia Critic episodes seem to have less and less side stories in them? Like how you did with the Shining and Avatar reviews. We see Tamara and Malcolm, but I feel like the skits that made your review so memorable are becoming more rare these days.
They're there. I can't. Man, excuse me, I got something in my throat. A lot of it is just getting older. I hate to say it. If I was only writing or only acting or only directing or only editing or, any of that, but I'm doing all of it. And after 15 plus years, it does wear on you a little bit. But I find I can't give it up. I like doing a review in a different way. I like utilizing different visuals and ideas. And, if I have something where I'm like, ooh, this is a good idea or way to sum up the movie, it's like I'll always turn it, into a sketch. But the side story stuff, it's just not as heavy because I'm just getting older.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. My favorite moment in the first Hotel Transylvania is when Mavis said how Dracula was scared to make the first move happen when he met his wife / her mother Martha, because when I saw it with my mom, she told me that what had happened when she was dating my dad and he was scared to make the first move. Lol, it's adorable. I also love that moment when Johnny shows her in the morning sunrise for the first time. It's a beautiful moment.
Yeah, oh, that's adorable.
Excuse me. Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. 2-sentence horror story. Good news, everyone. It's going to be 78 degrees Fahrenheit tomorrow. Oh, wait, that's a K, not an F.
Good.
That would be terribly hot. That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. I just read about this. The Spawn reboot will have the writers of Joker and Captain America 4.
Okay. Yeah. It's funny because when I saw the first Spawn movie, I was like, yeah, I don't like this. I bet the comic's better. I read the comic's bonkers. It's really weird. And I kind of was looking at like, yeah, how do you do this in a movie? Because the art style and everything is so strange. Not to say it can't be done, but I'll be curious to see what they do in this one to be more faithful to the comic.
Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. If you could make a movie with the classic Universal monsters, what kind of movie would it be? For me, it would be a Ghostbusters-inspired movie series where they trap monsters a la 13th Ghost of Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, it'd have to be like, I don't know, maybe they make it as movie stars and it's like that because they can't die because they're, like whatever, Boris Karloff and everything, like that is just the monster acting in them maybe, and they see how their image has changed over the years and stuff and they have to keep up with it. Like that might be fun. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's the great thing about them. They're such classic characters. You can kind of do anything with them.
Kevin Lane is clarifying 78K is Kelvin because I'm not a science brain. My brain is no science good. So that means far below 0 degrees. I was thinking Celsius. Okay. I was thinking of Celsius, not
I thought
Kelvin.
Maybe like they put the K instead of C, like, oh, okay, it kind of sounds like C. Maybe they just got back. I'm like, okay, now that makes more sense.
Yes. Anu, thank you. Oh, I just read that. Sorry. Master Tiebreaker, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, do you attempt to watch every Nicolas Cage movie that comes out? And if so, have you seen Prisoners of the Ghostland?
I haven't. And man, if I did that, I don't think I could make it to the end of life. I don't think I could watch them all in one lifetime. He made so many. But I tried to see the ones that like everybody says you should see. You know what I mean? Are the ones that interest me. So I have most of those I've seen.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. 2-sentence horror movie. As the Prime Minister, I will make one of the most historic decisions in my country tomorrow. Legalizing cannibalism will help to stop those blood billionaires from blackmailing me into their submission.
The Purge works.
Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 100 bits. I'm curious to see what they will do with Ursula's backstory. In the stage musical, Poseidon split the sea in half and gave each half to his two children, Triton and Ursula, but Triton stole Ursula's half. It explains her grudge, but she was still evil in the stage show. Therefore, she was Ariel's biological aunt.
Interesting. Okay. That's really cool. That is a cool backstory. All right. Yeah, we'll see if they do that here.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. I was part of the Apollo 17, and I know for a fact the original Apollo 11 lunar landing was not faked. It was me who found Neil and Buzz's real bodies.
Wow. Too soon, man. Too soon.
Rand C Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on doing a stop motion movie month, and will you be reviewing any Leica movies? They are the studio that made Coraline and Paranorman.
Yeah, I was gonna do Paranorman this year, but then again I saw Hotel Transylvania was celebrating 10 years too, so I was just like, like I hated to choose. I'm like, I think I could talk more about like all of the movies instead of just Paranorman, but I'll get to them probably next Nostalgiaween because I really do like those movies and they're very easy to talk about.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. 2-sentence horror story. My grandfather never told me about growing up in Georgia, just shaking his head and smiling. When he died, he left a gold fiddle. Like
Okay.
the devil went down to Georgia.
Ah,
Yeah.
now I got it.
Sailor
Sorry. I'm very slow tonight. I apologize.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. So will Venom Let There Be Carnage be on this year's Nostalgiaween or later this year since you reviewed the first one? Also, if you had to pick which actor would have been perfect for Eddie Brock / Venom, then Tom Hardy. Also, who's your favorite voice for the character? I have to say mine is Ben Diskin in Spectacular Spider-Man.
Well, clearly the best choice would have been Topher Grace in the movie, obviously. I mean, honestly, Tom Hardy's pretty good. Yeah, I don't know who else I would. I mean, I know there's other actors, but it's like I don't know who else I would pick. And yeah, I'm not gonna do Let There Be Carnage. I actually don't like the Venom review. I had this idea how it was gonna turn out, and it just didn't quite happen the way I was imagining. So I just whenever I think of the Venom movies now, I just think of that review. I go to it, even though I know I could get more out of Let There Be Carnage. I'm just like, yeah, nah, I don't know. Weirdly leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. What would you say is your favorite Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas episode of Bob's Burgers?
Well, the Halloween's got to be full bars. That's hilarious. The Christmas one, I can't remember the exact plot, but I remember something where they're driving in like a car and it's snowing. I just remember liking it, but I don't remember what happened in it weirdly. And then man, I know there's the Thanksgiving one and I'm blanking on. Again, that's the thing about Bob's Burgers. I always remember how much they make me laugh and how they make me feel. I don't always remember the details of the episodes.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. What is your least favorite episode of Bob's Burgers? For me, I really don't like Family Fracas. It started out okay, but the ending was frustratingly mean-spirited.
I hate to say it, any episode about Gene I don't like. I know why he's there. He's a needed character. I get why people laugh at him and stuff. He's not my type of humor. So anytime it's an episode around him, both my wife and I are like, oh, it's a Gene episode.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. 2-sentence horror story. In my role at a birthing factory, I make labels that show where each baby is designated to go based on the path of the gene readers have chosen for the child. I've considered escaping, especially after having to create the label defective, used for raw material.
Well, those were two very long sentence horror stories.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. Have you watched the first 2 episodes of Bob's Burgers season 13 yet? And if so, thoughts?
Did I see them both? Yes, I did. It's still funny. I still love it. I mean, what can you say? It's Bob's Burgers. They always make me laugh. I love the characters.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. 2-sentence horror story. With nothing left in the bunker, we decided to make our last stand outside. I'll never forget how relieved the zombies seemed as they pushed past us and locked the bunker behind them.
That one really made me laugh for some reason.
I was gonna say, it's because there's something scarier than the zombies, Doug. I don't know why.
I love that. That's just really legitimately funny. Something about that visual. Just the running towards you and you're getting out ready to find it just go right past you and lock themselves. That just really makes me laugh. I don't know why that really got me.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. That moment you realize it's Newman's fault that the dinosaurs got loose.
Well, I mean, yeah. Was there... Did somebody not think that? I mean, I think that was pretty straightforward.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, you must choose the M. Night Shyamalan movie that you believe is the most unintentionally hilarious. We must preserve this choice for future generations so that they may know now what transpired here and for the good of all mankind. And you must achieve your destiny as outlined by the cereal boxes. I'm Jorn!
I mean, I think you just sort of said it right there. Yeah, I think it's Lady in the Water. Because that one you can tell he was like the most proud of, like, yeah, this is serious. This is like it's like Edwin, like this will be the one I'll be remembered for, kind of thing. So yeah, I think it'd probably be that.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. I haven't watched your review yet, and I'm not sure if this has already been asked, but what would you say is the funniest moment in each Hotel Transylvania movie?
Each, man. Well, in the second one, definitely the auto-tuned song on Mavis's phone. That was great. In the first one, I always like the line, he's seeing where he's like, does garlic kill you? He's like, yes, holy water, yes. He says, a stake through the heart. He says, yeah, well, who wouldn't that kill? I don't know why that made me laugh. The third one, man, I'm sure there's something. I don't know. I'm sure there's something in there. And the fourth one, I think I liked Dracula looking right at this. It's so beautiful, and he doesn't know not to look at it, and it like really hurts his eyes.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Last bits of today. Doug, after the last Wednesday of October, the next Wednesday will be November 2nd. So does that mean we'll get another Kindoween episode like with Tusk?
I'm not planning to. Yeah, I can't think of what I would do either. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna I'm just gonna keep it 4.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 150 bits. Have you guys heard the song The Ballad of Sarah Berry? It's a wicked insane song. Listen to the Anna Pantsu version on YouTube.
Sarah Berry?
Berry, like Mary, yeah, like strawberry, Berry.
Oh, gotcha. No, I will try to check that out once my keyboard eventually works. Okay, it's just it. There we go.
The Art Alchemist, thank you for the 50 bits. Are either of you a fan of Sebastian Maniscalco? Since we did bring up the new Mario movie, he is supposed to star as one of the characters. I don't remember who. I don't know if I'm familiar with who that is.
What was the name again?
Sebastian Maniscalco. They are an American stand-up comedian and actor.
I just saw mascot.
Green Book, The Irishman.
Have I seen?
I don't know. I don't know him.
I think. Yeah, this is the guy. He's like really different off stage. Like on stage, he is like loud and jumping off the walls, and then like in person, he's like so quiet and kind of doesn't look you in the eye. That like complete opposite. I seem to remember watching his stand up and liking it, but if you'd ask me, name a joke, I don't remember. I just remember him being good.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. 2-sentence horror story. I can't believe this is finally legal, I said, putting out my joint before going inside. I'll take 2 boys and 2 girls, please.
Oh.
The Art Alchemist, thank you for the 50 bits. Any plans to attend New York Comic Con in the upcoming future? Ooh, I would love to.
Maybe we'll look into. So that's one. I went to one in France, and it was the biggest one in France, and it was so cool. But we literally had to squeeze through people, like it was so tight. And I always think to myself, I doubt it'd be that bad. But whenever I think of New York Comic Con or San Diego Comic Con, I'm like, it's probably like that. Like there is a part of me that says, yeah, it can get too big. So I don't really think about it. I'm not like, VidCon, even though I did go to VidCon, it's like almost like that too. So I'm like, and maybe at some point we will, but I'm not like seeking it out, if that makes sense. But it's like, I probably should, more I think about, like just to do it once.
We should pick it up just a little bit. We're pretty good, but we do have to, yeah. Rancy Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug. I was wondering if you could do a review of the adult stop motion animated movie, Mary and Max. It's a beautiful little gem, but it's very dark, but beautiful, especially how it depicts New York City. I won't spoil the ending, but it's very dark, sad, and beautiful.
I have seen it. It is very good. I always forget about it. And then when somebody brings it up, it's like, oh, yeah, that's a good movie. I mean, it's such a Yeah, again, we're sort of tight on time, but yes, I've seen it. It's very, very good. I don't know if I'll review it, but I don't know, maybe for like a list or something, I'll put on some kind of list because more people should know about it.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Skywalker Bond says, "Hey Doug, could you review for Nostalgiaween Gremlins movie?"
Well, if I did that, I have to do it for Christmas. Come on, it's a Christmas movie.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Warden says, "Hey Doug, I'm planning on going to Ireland for my honeymoon and was wondering where you went, how long, and if it was expensive."
To where? I'm sorry.
Ireland.
Yeah, man, Dublin. Was it Derry? I think was another place. And we kind of just went everywhere. We went where they shot a lot of Star Wars movies. I remember that, like Last Jedi and stuff like that. I mean, it was expensive, but we saved up and stuff like that. But it was really cool. Scotland was really cool too.
Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Have to say, in your latest Jurassic World review, I really like the Malcolm joke you put in it. Kind of hope for more of those.
I'm trying to remember the Malcolm joke. Like the Ian Malcolm. I think is that it?
I think.
Well, I'll try to get more.
PSNBD, thank you for the 100 bits. Is there any chance of you attending or having a booth at a con in the Southwest?
If you want us to come out, tell the conventions, like say, hey, we want to see Channel Awesome out there. I probably should start looking into traveling to more cons. I just haven't, like I said, the first half of this year, I kind of was a little spacey. I think getting over like just all the COVID. I didn't get COVID, but just the whole idea of like being isolated for so long. So I might go to more next year.
KP Kruk, thank you for the 50 bits. I really enjoy your fanscriptions. I'm curious, do you copyright them or are you allowed to? I imagine some of your ideas catch the eyes of some studios. I in particular thought of the case for your Haunted Mansion idea that should be copyrighted in case Disney ever decided to remake it.
Well, for all the ones I've done, I've only done like 2. I haven't done that many. That's really Rob and Walter. They do all of that. So yeah, they're the ones to talk to about that. But I'll tell them you said that, and I'm sure they're very thankful.
Just a reminder, guys, we are ending stream in 4 minutes. We super appreciate the bits, but I see we've gotten like literally 6 messages in the past minute and a half. So just keep that in mind. Yeah. Author, thank you so much for using the new elevated message feature. Appreciate it for $10. Might as well try this out. Those messages were last week's bits, and this is counting as my bits for this week. Been going through a stressful past several days at work and home, including not making semi-files for the author competition they submitted for. After an already terrible day, work isn't getting any better, and I'm not in the best state mentally. I would appreciate any prayers and positive vibes sent my mate.
Yeah.
Your way. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Just nothing but positive vibes your way, man. Thank you so much for that. And just all our best. Keep trying. We're rooting for you, man.
Cameron, thank you for the 50 bits. Heather, what's your thoughts on Doctor Who? P.S. Doug, if you do check out The Water of Mars, I hope you enjoy. I like New Who. I think New Who's a lot of fun. Yeah, well, because I've never seen the old Who. So
I just like New Who. It sounds
yeah,
funny.
I love David Tennant and Matt Smith. I know that's like very basic of me, but I love those. I love those two doctors. Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Kermit Wazowski says, Birthing Factory is a horror story in and of itself. Truly it is. Truly. Art Alchemist, thank you for the 50 bits. I know Malcolm is going through the games right now, but have you ever played Sly Cooper or seen bits of it?
I've seen bits. If you show me a picture, I know what he looks like, but I don't know what the story is or anything.
WWE, thank you for the... Excuse me. Thank you for the 50 bits. The episode is Season 4, Christmas in the Car.
Okay, now I know.
Honest Reviewer, thank you for the 50 bits. Had to go and just got back. Speaking of X-Men Evolution you watch, it's kind of messed up how Mystique disguising as a high schooler to be Rogue's friend in order to use her to get close to the X-Men.
Yeah, no, the characters are so interesting in it. There's a lot of fucked up stuff in it.
CJ Noel Lopez, thank you for the 50 bits. So, Doug, how do you come up with your heartfelt messages for your Christmas episodes that are posted right before Christmas? I really love whenever you do those.
Thank you so much. I'm running out of them. I think the last one even was me kind of panicking, like, I don't know what to do. Let's keep it super simple. I'll have to see how much longer I can do them.
Red Lord, thank you for the 50 bits. Which extended edition / director's cut of a film is your favorite, and have you noticed Jurassic World Dominion has an extended edition before you posted your review?
I saw it. They just had the little bit that was in the trailer. Oh, maybe there's more. Actually, maybe there's more to it. I don't know. But I like the Fellowship of the Ring extended edition because to me, that really does make a difference in enjoying that film. The first 20 minutes, I think, really does make a big difference.
Honest Reviewer, thank you for the 50 bits. Also, we know how you feel about Goth Rogue from the show, but what's your thoughts on punk rock Scarlet Witch?
She's a little too similar to Goth Rogue. That's the only thing. Like Goth Rogue grew on me. It actually really makes sense to have her like that. But Scarlet Witch, like, it's a little too similar. That's my only issue.
All right, cool. Whew. Done it.
Woo-wee.
Yeah, there we go. So we can maybe get one or two highlighted in here.
Yeah.
Elite Gamer says, I just wanted to say, Doug, Heather, and all of Channel Awesome team, thank you for the amazing videos. My first and favorite video is Batman v Superman NC with Angry Joe. You guys have continually made me laugh. One question, because I don't think it was asked yet tonight. What are your predictions for Wakanda Forever? And also, your birthday is the day after mine.
Oh, cool. I mean, it looks good. I hope it's good because I feel like they're taking some big risks continuing this and essentially killing off your main character, but the actor died, so how do you handle that? So I'm hoping it's a well-calculated risk that pays off. I want it to pay off, if that makes sense.
And Matt Gamer just wants to know how Buster's doing.
Oh, he's good. Yeah, he doesn't come in here much. He always rests on the bed or the couch or something like that.
All right. Cool. Great. I'm sorry, y'all. I think that's all we have time for because it is
Sorry.
8 o'clock right now. But thank you all so much for joining us here today. We super appreciate it, as always. Remember, we do have content here 6 days a week, including tomorrow. Tamara will be on Thursday. Malcolm's on in the afternoon. Doug will be on in the evening. I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be in Awesome Comics this Saturday. Won't be with me because, as I've mentioned before, I will not be here next week. So there's no Monday stream next week either. There might not be a Wednesday stream
We're looking
next
into
week.
it. Yeah, because some things we gotta look over.
Yeah. So next week there'll be a little bit of a lull because I'm going on vacation. But otherwise, the rest of the week here, come on back tomorrow and Friday and maybe Saturday. So yeah, great. Thank you all so much. We're gonna go over and raid Tamara because I'm sure she's playing a scary game because it's October, but I was about to say that with a lot of confidence and I'm not actually sure what she's playing right now. So we're gonna
take a
go
look.
over and raid Tamara and say hello to her. But thank you all so much. Have a wonderful evening and we will see you all later. Bye.